Rusty Crow is back with 40-odd foot of shit scared. A naughty demon has possessed the body of a young boy, which makes the Catholic Church jealous, mortified. Seems this demon has a history with the Catholic Church, so they send in Maximus Religious to lay the smackdown, because no one messes with the Pope's Exorcist. Hello there, you loose units, and welcome back to another episode of Spicy Boy Reviews. I'm, of course, your host, Andrew Iles. That's right, The Pope's Exorcist, directed by Julius Avery, who's known for directing Son of a Gun, Overlord, and Samaritan, which I have done a cheeky review of. We open the film in Spain in 1987, and an American family of three have inherited the Addams family villa, who their deceased father/husband has left them. He's no longer in the picture because he is recently deceased. They're your typical horror family from a horror movie. We have the struggling, grieving wife here, played by Alex Esso, who played the younger version of Wendy Torrance in flashbacks in the Shining sequel Doctor Sleep, and known for her gradually de-aging role in Midnight Mass. Of course, we have the rebellious teenage daughter here. She smokes, she cusses, and she wears fishnet stockings. That will show the system. And the younger son of the family, who will become a host to a foul-mouthed demon, who looks like a goth version of Joffrey from Game of Thrones. It's not long before creepy shit starts to happen. Then the boy suddenly becomes possessed, doing his best Linda Blair impersonation. Then we meet our hero of the story, Father Gabriel Amorth, played by Aussie and New Zealand legend Russell Crowe. And here he's doing his best House of Gucci. Father Gabriel is different from all the stuffy priests in the Vatican. He's charming, charismatic, humorous, jovial, which pisses off all his colleagues here. And this is actually based on a real guy. All his colleagues wish to fire Father Amorth because his primary job is exorcism. And the Catholic Church want to distance themselves from the old stuffy ways of Catholicism. All of this for public relations purposes. Maybe you should be focusing on other public relation issues, hey boys? However, the Pope totes loves Father Amorth and sends him to this villa in Spain to see if this boy is actually possessed. After one single encounter, Father Gabriel Amorth rules that this kid is actually under the influence of a demon. Because the boy vocalizes things that he can't possibly know about, and this is 1987, before Google was even invented. Gabriel then teams up with a hot young Spanish priest, and the two of them get their prayer on. And it's time to kick some serious demon butt, who suspiciously enough is very reluctant to give up his name, the demon that is. It's not long before things go tits up and the house starts getting destroyed bit by bit from all this demonic piss farting around. And Father Amorth learns the hard way that this particular demon likes to use your sins and regret against you to get inside your head. We get flashbacks from both priests here. They're living with severe guilt. We get past traumas from them that they must overcome to beat this demon. The film then becomes a detective mystery story, as the two of the priests discover who the demon actually is, and what is its plan. This part of the film I thoroughly enjoyed. I love a detective/mystery story, especially when it entails occult themes or demonic stuff. I was also a huge fan of the twisty twist of what the demon's plan was and who it is. We learn that the Catholic Church has dealt with this certain demon before, and they discovered its plan way back when, which I loved. I'm not going to spoil anything, I'm just going to say I love when movies use actual history, incorporating real unexplained events in the past, and they weave it into their storyline. I don't know, I love it. I was fully engaged from start to finish, like aforementioned, especially with the detective story. But the third act, however, does go full-blown CGI Bukkake party. Something you would expect at the end of a Conjuring movie. I would have appreciated a bit more of a subtle climax here, and not so bombastic, but hey, it's a modern horror film with a huge release worldwide. And also, the ending was pretty confusing. I wasn't sure exactly what the hell was going on. I'm not exactly sure what the plan was to beat the demon. They say one thing and they kind of do another, and the plan was pretty muddy. It all ends in a Shazam cave hideout with some Doctor Strange glowing symbols around, and some blood-covered naked chick rocks up. Stuff just happened. However, the film did set up a sequel and possible saga. So if this film does well, expect a few more films in this franchise, I guess. We'll probably get future films of the adventures of Father Gabriel Amorth. Like I said, the character was a real dude. He was kind of like the Indiana Jones or the James Bond of the Vatican, really. He wrote a bunch of books and had a bunch of adventures, which they could probably adapt in future films for a saga. Much like the adventures of Ed and Lorraine Warren in the Conjuring movies. Some of the shots in this film are absolutely stunning too, especially the stuff during daytime at the Vatican. They sort of look like a living Renaissance oil painting. The villa that the film was based in was really gothic and creepy. It looked magnificent, but I'll be stuffed if I'm spending a night there. The film is clearly about trauma and overcoming one's regrets, or sins if you will. Otherwise, if you don't, it can lead you down to a very dark path. Learn to forgive oneself. I did enjoy this film. Like I mentioned before, I didn't like the third act. I thought it was a bit sort of over-the-top, messy climax. But I did enjoy the wrap-up, though. Russell Crowe owns every scene that he's in, just justifying why he's such a big star and why he's so charismatic. The man is an absolute legend, and he owns every scene without even trying. He's super charming and funny, like he has jokes here to have a bit of levity in the scenes. Yeah, he's just effortless. He's just so perfect. And I would love to see him play this character more for, a future saga, I suppose. But yes, if this film does well, we will get future sequels, and hey, I'm all for it. Who knows, they could have a crossover with the Conjuring verse. But guys, that's my review of The Pope's Exorcist. Write down if you've seen it, if you're excited about it, and what's your favourite demonic possession film? And of course, if you've made it this far into the episode, please give me a thumbs up, because your love and support keeps me going, because I just love movies, and I assume you do as well. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe icon, because I give out episodes weekly, and I'll see you back here next week for the next review, and until then, stay spooky, kids.